Caitlin habekeo hozodelti. Nzesla habeyan tsawati tsazden ingez tsanawalye. Good morning. My name is Leona, and today we're going on a yarrow walk. I'm going to be teaching them how to pick it and how to tie it and how to make teas and salves and just everything that I know about a yarrow. So the tools that you need when you go out, usually I bring paper bags or cotton bags or baskets, never plastic. And then I bring my scissors and all my tools that I need when we're out. It depends what you're picking. So we're gonna go pick some, and then we'll show you how to tie it, how long it needs to be hung to dry, and your next processes that you need to do. Okay, so we'll go find it over here. Okay, we'll go find our yarrow. So when you're picking medicines or food, you always have to give tobacco. And it depends, you could do any kind of prayer you want, and it depends what you're going to use it for sickness or just for pleasure, for drinking your teas and stuff.
So is this kinnikinnick?
No, that's just tobacco.
Okay.
Okay. Creator, bless this plant yarrow that I'm going to pick today, that I'm going to be using for medicine, and bless it so that it will work for the person I'm going to give it to that's sick, and bless it because we use it as medicine, we use it as our food, and we are very, very thankful that you give us and let me pick this plant, Taniki.
Here.
So when you're picking up yarrow, you could take the roots. The roots are apparently used when you dry them up, or you could use them wet for toothache.
Okay.
That's what it's used for. I've never used the roots. I usually just take this. So you see this little bunch here. I'll take a few and I'll leave some behind so the seeds multiply. So you could use a scissors, or you could use just your hand and rip them like that. So this yarrow, when you take it, the leaves are good for insect repellent. So you take it and you rub it all over where you want the mosquitoes not to bite you. Look at it, smell it. As soon as you rub it, the oils come, and that's what you see how nice it smells. So you use that one for insect repellent, and then you use this if you have a nosebleed, a headache, or a sinus problem. If your nose is bleeding, you take this and you plug your nose like that. So it'll stop the bleeding. If you have a plugged sinus, it will open it and it will let it leak. And just the smell of it, when you're putting it in there and you're breathing it, it's just it opens your sinuses. It's good for your headache when you have a headache. So that's what you do when you do that. This is really good. This is really clean. You see there's no dust in it. It rained, so the rain cleaned it already. So when I'm picking it, I try and go off the road because then you get gas fumes. I'm sure there's not very many people going over here, and the
No.
road is way over there. So, and when hunters go hunting or anybody goes in a bush, when there's no bathroom, they'll run to the bush and go close by. So that's why it's not good to pick it too close to the road. And you always be aware because you'll see people sometimes they leave their mess behind. So usually about 12, I tie them up here and I dry them for about a week or two till they're totally dry. And then I'll show you the other process we do there. So that's good. And you'll notice over here, you'll notice over there, you see how it's already getting brown on the top. I usually don't pick the brown ones. I pick the ones that are really white, and those green ones are just coming out fresh. You see how they come out green?
Yeah.
And then they're pure white. And then these ones here are already drying up. I don't know what, right here, see this one here on the top? So I wouldn't pick that. And this is that kinnikinnick I was telling you. See?
That kinnikinnick.
What they call it bearberries.
Oh.
This is tobacco. This is for bladder. You have bladder, and then you make this tea. You could boil this, and you could dry it, and then they mix it in with tobacco, right? And this one here, I was cooking yesterday. It's clover.
Clover.
This is your red clover, and this is really good for your eczema, psoriasis, any skin. You could make oil, you could make ointment, you could make tea. So right now I'm drying them up like this, but sometimes I like just breaking them off like this and drying them like that on a cardboard box.
Okay.
All these are so fresh now, you could eat everything. You could put those in your salads. You could dry them, and you grind them, and you could make juniper salt.
Oh. I made spruce tip salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I made some too.
And so juniper is good for...
The berries are good for your kidneys. When you have kidney infection, but kidney infection, but not a disease. If it damage you, you have a disease and you like, say you have cancer or whatever. But to clean it out, you have a kidney infection and you have a hard time with your kidneys, so you make tea with these. You dry these.
The berries.
Yeah. So you pick them up and you dry them, and then you make tea with them. Look at even this little baby tree had little tips, eh?
Yeah, but look, it's...
I know this. Some of it here is dying. Sometimes when I go to the bush, I prune them so then it comes back to life. You make sure that. So yeah, that's a juniper. But they have everything here that you could think of. You got your berries and strawberries and soap berries and juniper berries. That is awesome. So I try and make them look even. Even sometimes I go a little bit down. And if you want to tie them big like this, or if you just want to cut them, and you could still dry these parts, eh? So it's up to you what length you want. Okay, so that's how you tie it. See, when you're ready to dry it, you hang them up. You know, like when I'm camping, I hang them around the trees so I don't get direct light. And you see how it's moving?
Yeah.
It dries it like that. So on the inside your house, you put it. So you do that. You go, it's dry. You see how dry it is. So when I'm making it to look like this, you see,
Yeah.
to look like that, I take this and then you take these out. So you're going to use them, right? And then you take this and you go close to the head as you can. And when I'm making my tea, if I want to powder it like this, I put it in the coffee grinder. You see the different styles? When you first take it out, wind. Okay, that's why you bring your rocks. Hold the thing down. So you see the process. We got the dry. I mean the fresh ones. Then we're starting to dry it. This is totally dry. Once it's totally dry, you could use the stems to make your tea. And then this, it takes me a long time to do it. Sometimes people think it's just like magic. You gotta do it. So you take it out, take the tips like this. Look at Benita, and then you just pull them. And you could use these. Never throw the stems away because they got nice smell in them. And either with this, the old ways the old people used to do it was like this. Look. So you grind it. You could even smell it already. And this is, so you could do it that way,
Yeah.
or you could put it in a coffee
Grinder?
and you make it like this fine powder. So when you're making your ointment like this, you need your beeswax and you need your olive oil or bear oil. That in the traditional ways, you use bear grease, but I use olive oil. So you mix them together, you know, with your medicines. You would take this, put it in a jar like this, like about that much, and then you fill it up with your oil. And you let it sit in the sun for 2 weeks. And then you take it and you put it in a double broiler, bring it to a boil, and you simmer it on your stove all day long. It gets the rest of the purities out of it. And so, and then you make it like this. Then you add your beeswax. You add your beeswax, let it cool off, add more. It depends what consistency you want. So usually I don't like it too thick. I just like it just medium, just so that it has enough to rub on like that. So that's your yarrow ointment, yarrow oil, and this is yarrow tea. Little cup. This is the yarrow tea I made last night. So this you could use as a tea to drink, and you could have a bath with it. Nice and fresh from last night. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little sip. This is a little prayer I found in one of the old books one time. It says, "O great Spirit of the heavens, I beg of you and Mother Earth and her great gifts, this remedy will do good for those who have come to me for help, always being ever so thankful. No tawinan, ki chikisiku kaka ayayin, ki ma mi mustatatin asemina, mina ki kawin mau ikwa o muski mima maskiki tamio tu tak awa ka akusit hey kinanaske mutin mitune ninanaske mun taniki." So that's in the language.
Thank you so much for teaching me today about yarrow. I've learned a lot about the uses of yarrow, and it tastes very delicious. Masai cho. And we also say Sne Chalia, which means in Wet'suwet'en, thank you for helping me, for honoring me with your teachings.